Well, hello there, all you amazing people. This is going to be a little bit of a controversial video, I guess. We're going to talk about the software slash IT development job prices that honestly think that we're starting to have in the world, and a lot of people are blaming AI, and it's kinda AI's fault, but also kinda not. And I will explain that in a little bit. And we're going to do the for my face on this again. I desperately need like a Wacom tablet or something like that, but they are super expensive to get the good ones. So any suggestions for drawing tablets that's not super expensive but good, let me know down below. Because there are software, I want to use whiteboards, virtual whiteboards to explain this instead of just using paint, but this is what we have until I'm getting my lazy ass to buy some. And also, before you go really angry and like express your opinion, which you're more than welcome to, watch the video to the end. If it's too long for you to watch, it's better that you're not saying anything. Because I may address what you're going to talk about in the video, and it will make you look not so good if you're like, bah, 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 and then like 5 minutes after the point that where you stop the video and you commented, I'm agreeing with you. Or something of that nature. Or I'm clarifying something. So always watch a video to the end before you comment. Is something I have to learn, and it took me a lot of years to learn that, because when you get fired up, you want to express your opinion right away. And if you want to comment, like, or dislike, subscribe, want to request video subtext or video tutorial, anything you want to see on the channel, join my Discord. I have a section in there where you can recommend videos or subtext of video, whatever it is. And give me like a month or so, and I will probably make that video. Have like a 97% track rate. The job crisis, the software IT development, call it what you will, job crisis, and AI taking over jobs. The way that I look at this is that I'm going to type something here that a lot of you guys probably can't or will remember. Learn to code. Is this? Do you guys remember this? And I'm going to be a little bit petty here, because this affects a lot of people that I know. So back in the days, I can't remember when. I will see if I can find some snippets and put up here. The blue-collar jobs were getting massively and vastly redundant by automation and all kind of crazy shit. Software was basically making people obsolete, or some jobs obsolete. And you know what the consensus of the journalists, the consensus of the internet was? Learn to code. Blue-collar workers, we don't need them anymore, we need software. Learn to code. So here's, like, when I see people do that, like, pushing people to do a specific job, when there's mass layoff, there's mass redundancies going on, typically what society and the internet does in their vast wisdom, even fucking experts, they say, do this job. So here's the problem with that. So let's say this box here is IT and dev. Development, engineering, software engineering, all that stuff. This is the amount of jobs that's there. And it will go up a little bit. But when you're doing like mass redundancies and like an industry has mass layoffs, so that could be like, blue-collar workers, it could be whatever field you think it is. Typically, that means hundreds of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people. That's this box here. Just call them LO. Not only that, you also have a box of people that are already in the IT development field and needed jobs. Then you have the people already in the educational system that's almost done or halfway through getting their education that need IT. So we would call this like C for college, we would call this for AW, already workers. All of these here are now competing for the select few jobs there is in IT software development, software engineering, and stuff like that. So you'll see an abundance, like you'll see basically overflow. You'll see too much people want to do the job. you kind of see that. I've seen this for a few years because, yes, software developers and IT people get paid a lot, but they don't get paid. What is the right word? Like, they don't get paid like Bill Gates money. Like, they don't, like, it's not like if you have like an IT job, if you're a junior developer or even like a senior developer, you live like a king. You need to be in the industry for many, many years, and you see a lot of people changing job. They are 1 year there, 1 year there, and you see a plethora of people can't even find a job in IT and software. And that means that the salary will go down. That also means that if the salary don't go down, the working condition will be worse. The working condition. Because the employer can say, well, you don't want to work for me. There are hundreds of other people that want to take your job for less money and work more hours and work in this condition. Because every bracket here need a job. I've seen this happening so many times. And when I was in college, I think you will call it, at that point we needed social workers in Denmark, and we desperately needed social work. So what did all the schools do? All the job recruiters do? They recommended everyone to go in as a social worker, especially social workers that took care of elderly people. That meant like 4 years later, nobody could find a job. 4 years later, about the time it takes to get educated as a social worker that takes care of elderly people. Nobody could get a job because there were existing social workers that had experience now. There were people that came out when everyone said, like 4 years previous, that just got their education. So they already have 4 years of experience. And then there's all the new ones, the 10 times X inflation of new recruits, so to speak, or new educated people. But there's only so much jobs. There's only so many jobs. And that meant for like almost 10 years, if you wanted to be a social worker, you couldn't find a job. You couldn't find a job. Which meant most people stopped then becoming social workers. Which meant less and less people wanted to be a social worker there. And that meant that like I think it's like about 2020-ish, there was now a shortage of social workers again. Because we need social workers. We tell everyone to be social workers. There's not enough jobs. That nobody wants to be a social worker because they get paid no money, they can't find a job. So people don't, reapply to becoming a social worker. And then the society find out, we need social workers. And then they're paying them a shit ton of money, and then it's going up again and doing that. It's always doing that, the bell curve kind of thing, or the fluctuation. So always be worried when people say, get a new job, we need a lot of these, because society, experts, schools, because they make a lot of money doing this, they will say, get this education, there's a shortage of it, and you can physically see that right now, in this current year, yes, there is a shortage. It won't last. If there's 10,000 social worker jobs and 100,000 is getting into the school to get educated, that means that, it gets oversaturated. And that's the problem we have with the learn to code. And that's why I'm a little bit like, look what's happening here. Everyone told people like me, at that point, I was also a blue-collar worker. I didn't get laid off because of automation and software, but a lot of my friends did. And they got they went to recruiting offices and stuff, and like, bro, you need developers. You need to learn to code. It's a sure fucking thing. It's so future-proof, and blah, 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 blah. And that meant that almost, not all of my friends, but a lot of my friends start to, sorry, I just hit the microphone like it fucking zapped a dog or something like that. They went in and just took software IT jobs. And now there's more and more. It is not so much in development and software. They're still kind of a little bit safe with like the salaries and stuff like that. But especially in IT, like low-end IT jobs, those support centers, small repairs, install Windows, fix a new graphic card, and, the things we all do as nerds at home for our family and friends. Those entry-level jobs got super oversaturated in IT because that was the fastest way to get into IT, to get one of those entry-level educations. that meant you could fulfill an entry-level job or get entry-level development experience jobs that will then fill entry-level development jobs. When something is getting redundant or there is mass layoff, it's badly enough. But this is just how it is most of the time. It's always the lowest people on the entry level. So if you're talking IT or software developers, the first ones that are getting laid off is not the one that costs the most money for the company, which would make more sense. No, they lay off all the, you can only install Windows people. They lay off all of the crowd workers that makes the foundation for everything actually working. Because right now we don't need the foundation people. We have way too many foundations already. We don't need it. What we need is the high-paying people, because for some fucking reason, society think just because you get paid a lot of money, you're more important. Typically not how it is. So they will fire all the junior developers, the one that don't have like 1 or 2 years of experience, or if you come right out of school, it would be hard to get a job, because we don't need them, we need the smart people. And nobody wants software, there's no job for the smart people, or there's a downtick in people requiring new solutions and stuff that smart people can make. But let's fire the people that make all the work for let's fire the ground people that make all the work for the smart people, so they look smart. And that means that because again, everything is, like I said, everything is a curve that do like this. So when things start to take up again, they have a lot of smart people, but they don't have any, now we don't have any more of these people that do all the hard work, that do all the foundations, that put in all the windows. We don't have them. We have a lot of fucking engineers. We have a lot of architects. But we don't have the people that actually sit and make the code. So right now, we have AI. And AI is the biggest investment society has put into something in the tech field forever. If AI crashes, and it will crash because it's overinflated and overpromised, I'm not saying it's bad, it has its place, but it's overinflated, overpromised, overinvested. It will crash. And that means a lot of people that are invested into their education being, like taking AI education, prompt engineers, vibe code and stuff like that, they may lose their job sooner than they think. But that's another video. So AI is coming on board. And now all of these developers, entry-level junior developers and stuff, these are the first ones that goes. Because they do the easy job, so to speak. When I say easy, don't get me wrong. And like I said before, we do need the people to do the groundwork. But it's also the thing that, like I said, like if you come right out of school, your expertise in a field, and it's mechanic, plumber, coder, IT folk, when you come right out of school, you are worth less than if you have 10 years of experience, if you have management experience, if you've built on education. It's just the fact of it. That don't mean you're less needed. Like I said, we do need a lot of those people, but we need a lot of people to do the grinding work, basically grind. But in software development specifically, AI can do a lot of those things. They can do a lot of boilerplate code, for example, that you will have a junior developer do. And then you will have like either a AI engineer, what the fuck they're called, or probably what they're called. They have so many fucking weird names for people that basically just proofread AI. That would be the junior developer, so to speak. They will just sit and proofread AI, which is boring as fuck. Okay, AI, you prompted something out. Have you made a mistake? No. Send it, put it into GitHub, and someone else will put it down and put it into their code. It's super fucking boring. And they're probably also going to pay you less than if you were actually a junior developer writing that code. So a lot of people right now in IT, and you see like IT, this company fired 300,000, 10,000 people because of IT or AI. And they're like, AI, this and this and this. And I'm like, but all of you people in software development and IT told people like me, was it like 10 years or something ago, that we should just learn to code. I'm now telling you, get a fucking blue-collar job, because no AI is going to replace a plumber. No AI is going to replace a fucking mechanic. No AI is going to replace a bricklayer. Until we get androids that can do physical manual labor, that is not going to happen. They can make systems that make your job a little bit easier, but if you have any job in IT that has to do with computers, there is a higher chance that you could get automated or AI'd out of your job than if you are doing something with your hands. This here is going to be gold in like 5 to 10 years. Because doing this is something AI can do. And then we're going into the same issue as we did with the learn to code. Now everyone's telling everyone, get a manufacturing job, get a blue-collar job. Then we will get too many people getting into that job. We will get too many people getting educated as mechanics, plumbers, and stuff like that. And there's only a certain amount of fucking jobs. Now you're competing not only with experienced people that took that education before you, and there's only a handful of jobs that you can get. So we're going into the same cycle, don't get me wrong. But I just find it funny that 5, 10-ish years ago, learn to code, blue-collar jobs is out, and now almost fucking the whole software development industry is put upside down because of AI. And here's another thing. We can blame AI, but you also have to remember one thing. Look at this over here. It's not just AI's fault. What did companies do? So this is a company. A comp. What did they do when there was an abundance of laid off people that needed to get into IT? So they took a lot of junior developers in that was really, really good. They took in a lot of senior developers or engineers that were really, really good. And it took in a lot of new educated people so they could be educated in the company culture, so and so on. So they had like an abundance of people if things should like explode and we needed to expand and all that shit. So they overhired. Basically is what I'm going to say here. A lot of IT or software development companies, especially the massive ones, so Blizzard, EA, Amazon, Microsoft, all of those things, they overhired. And they've done that for many, many years. They overhired. So they're a bit like, we are betting on things taking off or expanding more. So therefore, instead of like, we need workers now, we are having a buffer of workers we can then engage when we do get what I'm coming at here. Because it's way easier to have like already have workers in stock and then activate them, and then oh shit, we need fucking 10,000 workers. We can't find them, and then we have to overpay for their salaries, and we may not get the best workers to begin with because the ones that's left, the good ones already taking all that fucking bullshit. So they tend to overstock in worker capacity a lot of times. I've noticed in IT and software. So yes, AI is kind of to blame, but also the stocking or the over-hiring. It's a mixture. So if you see, like, let's say Microsoft or I think it's Amazon is laying off like 300,000 developers right now. This is just arbitrary numbers. This is just me putting something out there. I would say of all of those, let's just say 300,000, I would say that maybe only 40% is because of AI. Then you may have like 20 to 30 is overhiring. And the rest is just normal, people get fired. Every year companies go through, especially big companies, they go through like a leaning process. So they will do like, let's cut the fat. They do this almost every year, every 2 years. Companies sit down, they hire, efficiency firms that help them be more efficient. And like, where do we need to cut the fat? What departments is not profitable? Where are we siphoning money we don't need to siphon? And they do this even if they are making billions already not in the red but in the black. They don't care. They do this all the time. So a lot of jobs that you see getting fired, you see like, especially lower, like if it's like in the hundreds and maybe in the thousands, and if it's a massive company, it's mostly just fat cutting. And they will use AI or non-performance, they will use like KPIs and stuff like that to justify it. But in the end, it's just like, well, it's cheaper to pay everyone in the department 2% more to take over that work from another department than keeping that other department running, if you get what I'm coming at here. And they will do that quite a lot. I've seen this happening so many times in jobs I work where you have like a suspicion that one department is like, they're doing great work, they're great people, but you're like, 90% of what they're doing could be done by other people, and they would only have to work like 5% more. We all been in companies where we see that happening. We have all been there. If you're telling me no, you don't know what's going on in the company. So they're cutting the fat. But yes, AI is going to fucking replace jobs. But in the beginning, AI is going to replace the entry-level jobs. It's not going to take over the software engineer. I know they want to do the whole vibe coding shit like that, but there's also this study that says like it's 90 or 95% of all companies that implemented AI had seen no financial or efficiency benefit whatsoever. What they are doing is, yes, you're replacing AI with a senior or junior developer. But that junior developer now have to proofread AI, or the senior developers are spending more time proofreading the AI, of bug fixing the AI and stuff like that. So you're just moving where you're paying the money, you're moving where you're moving the job that the junior developer did over to someone else. So in the end, it will take about the same, cost about the same to do the same job. But it looks and sounds fancy right now, because if you say AI, money will fall from the skies, you know. Like, if you want to make a lot of money in a short time, just mention AI, start a company, mention AI, get a lot of investment. You don't fucking have to produce anything. That's why it's a bubble and it's going to burst. Just have to promise a lot of shit. And then you just, like, in a year or two say, my bad. And there's no repercussion from it. If you go under, there's no really, like, yeah, we lost some investment, but we also invest in 10,000 other companies that say AI. So if just 1 or 2 of them, or 5 of them, or 1 or 2% of them is taking off, we make our money back. That's how venture capital work, by the way. But, fat rant. You get what I'm coming at here. AI is going to replace the low-end jobs. Just like automation software replaced the low-end job in the blue-collar world some years ago. And everyone told them to learn to code. I've always said this, and there's a lot of other people smarter than me people have said this. Manual labor is probably one of the last things to go. Like, just imagine that. You can tell your AI, you can take a picture of your wall, you know, and you can tell the AI where's the best placement for a picture of this size, and it will say there, but it can't go over, measure up the fucking dimensions to where to put the hole. It may be able, if you have like a laser tool, it can say, boop, boop, but you have to drill the hole. You have to put in the blocks. You have to put in the screw. You have to physically take the fucking picture and put it up. And AI can't do that. We don't have androids that do that yet. They come in the future. So if you want a secure job, and these kind of jobs where you do it manually, they're going to get paid a lot. Because all of the previous developers and stuff like that, they want that job. They need that job. Like, I've done so many manual labor jobs for people that look down on people like us. Like, they would come in with their car and they would like, oh, you're just a tiny mechanic. I just made $10,000, $20,000 this month. I'm going on a vacation on the Bahamas. And I'm just like, yeah, enjoy it while it lasts. And that is what you have to remember. Nothing is guaranteed. Just because there is, you know, a high demand of something right now, at some point that's going to be oversaturated. And that is what has happened, at least since the good old lockdowns in software. Back then, a lot of people actually hired a lot of developers because they need developers to work from home and they need more of them, blah, 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 all that fucking shit. The software and IT for the last probably 10 to 20 years has been like the golden goose, where more is better, more people, more developers, more IT people, pay them more, get more, and it's not sustainable. Because everything, to some degree, in the future is going to be more efficient, meaning more automation, and that means we need less people. The more advanced society becomes, the more jobs becomes obsolete. In all fields. Not just blue collar, white collar, like even fucking decision-making, some decision-making jobs. Like, a place AI is super good at is entry-level call center jobs. You know, like where you just read from a fucking script. Have you... Yes, you have problems with your computer. Is it turning on? Yes. Have you tried turning it on and off again? And it didn't fix it? Checkbox. These kind of things, AI is amazing for that. When you need critical thinking, creativity and stuff like that, you need a human. Okay? But for all of those people sitting in call centers right now and just be like, being bored, you know, their tits off and watching Netflix and YouTube on the side, just reading off a script and checking boxes, they're the first ones to go. The developers that just sit and make boilerplate fucking classes, boilerplate methods, boilerplate, like make a program where if I click this button, it sort these pictures or these files in alphabetic order or something like that. Those jobs are the first one to go. Because they I'm not saying they are easy, but, well, they are easy, but you get what I'm coming at here. Those are the first ones to go. And I see too many people, especially in software and IT or development and IT, they take the fastest education they can get. Because they think, oh, then I can get a job as a junior developer, and I can get enough money to live a really, really cozy life without doing much work. Because those entry-level jobs don't require you to do much work. There's not too many meetings for most people. You don't have to work overtime so much because the jobs that you do or the entry-level coding that you do is not that depending. Again, there's a need for it. There's a need for people making the foundation. But if everyone can make it the foundation, it don't matter that much if you take a day off. Because the next guy or girl can make that foundation. So you are not that, the company is not that reliant on you, the society in general is not that reliant on you. That gives you more freedom to go and do whatever the fuck you want. Heck, you can even say I only want to work part-time, because I get enough money to have like a small little apartment, get a little bit of furniture, maybe go travel a little bit. Because they're paying technology people quite a lot of people nowadays. I've done that all the time, but we're still, like I said, that you're still in a bubble and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, the easiest job in any field is the first ones to go. Or the jobs where everything they do, or most of the things they do is just a boilerplate, copy-paste, you know, like, you can do it without thinking, you can do, if you've done it like 5 times, you can fucking look at the latest fucking My Little Pony video or whatever you're watching, and do it without making mistakes. People that do these kind of jobs, they're the first ones to go. Like, let's say you're a fabricator. You need a metal sheet that's 4x4 or 10x10. Just make a square. Yes, automation can take care of that. You just go on and say, I need 5 sheets of metal of this quality that's 10x10 or 13x15 or something like that, and it will cut it out. Those are the people that are going to get laid off the first. You know, that did that manually, that measured it up and cut the metal out manually. Just like if you have like an entry-level job in anything that has to do with technology, AI, automation, is going to take that over. But people for a long time has thought that they were safe because they had an IT. It's so difficult to be in IT development. No, it's just different. You don't need to be smarter than anyone else to be in IT or development. You just need to have an interest in it. It's that simple. There are mechanics, there are plumbers that are way fucking smarter than most fucking developers and IT people I've ever met. I'm just putting it out there. They just don't want to sit in front of a computer all day. I met soldiers. I've worked with soldiers that are way smarter than a lot of fucking developers and IT people I meet today. They just don't want to sit in front of a computer. I have worked with, not plumbers, lumberjacks that are way, way smarter than most fucking IT and development people I met today. They just like nature. So for now, until they invent the fucking iRobot Android, if you want to have job security, get a craft job. Become an electrician. Become a mechanic. It's not fancy. You're not getting paid as much as if you're a developer, sadly enough. But you will have more job security. Because to get into IT or software development and have job security, not only do you have to get in the door, you have to stay there for you need expertise, you need reputation. You have to stay somewhere 5 to 10 years to build up you have to become a senior developer and have some project management expertise. You have to build some software, big software, or be part of companies that build big software you can put on your resume. Or else you will just forever be in the slums and may never find a sustainable job. When I mean sustainable, I mean a job that you stay in for more than maybe 1 to 2 or 3 years. And nobody wants to hire someone that jumps from job to job to job to job every 1 to 3 years. So learn to work with your hands. This is the new learn to code. Or it's going to become the new learn to code. I'm fondling the, boop, boop. But this is going to be the new learn to code. And most of you guys don't want to hear this. Society have put developers and IT people on this pedestal and giving them so many fucking benefits. You don't have to show up to work. You can sit at home in your fucking pajamas or nothing at all, and do your job. You take all kind of vacations, and you get paid a lot of money. That is not sustainable for the long haul. Enjoy it while it lasts. I don't fault people for taking those jobs. It's cozy fucking jobs. And I wish I did it way back in the day, like started way earlier. But enjoy it while it lasts. Automation was the first indicator that this is not sustainable. Now we have AI. And even before AI and automation became really, really prominent, the companies still did this. They still, in periods, they overhired and then they laid off. They overhired and laid off. This has been going on in any industry almost. Forever. But if you really think, either become a guy or girl that know how to work with AI, but your job is like I said, when the AI bubble burst, then nobody's going to touch you if you have used AI for the last, like, the .com bubble made people not want to do anything, but was really skeptical about online shopping and stuff like that for about 5 to 10 years. The same with the housing bubble. When that burst, it took like 3 to 5, 8 years before people were comfortable, buying houses, lending money for houses again. When the AI bubble burst, and it will burst, everything gets like a downtime to then reset, and then it will find the norm where it should have been from the beginning, and that's where AI is going to be for until another AI bubble comes. It will come. But that means that when the bubble bursts and you're like, oh, I only work with AI and stuff, like, yeah, you won't hire you because you can only write code, or you can only prompt engineer. We already have we can teach anyone to prompt engineer and write code. We don't need you. So if you want to use AI, make a lot of money right now. You can make a lot of money doing AI. Do that right now. Jump on the bandwagon. Get as much out of it as you can. Just like with Bitcoins, if this goes, like, I don't fault anyone for investing in Bitcoin back in the day and then it exploded. Like, make all the money you can, but just know that at some point, the bubble will burst and the software development and IT world is going to be like, you want AI? It's almost like we are losing money by hiring you right now. And then it would take, again, it's not set in stone, but the average apparently is 3 to 10 years before people get like comfortable using it again, because then all the bad investments, all the bad ideas with AI, all the things that AI can't do and was overpromised is going to be erased and phased out. And the jobs or the things AI actually is good at are the ones still staying there. But we need to go overboard with investment and testing and trying out what can AI do and what can it do. And we need it to then crash so we can find the norm. That's how society, not society, but that's how everything works apparently. The .com bubble, everyone, if you had .com in your name or did anything online, you made a shit ton of money. AI is the biggest investment from society ever. But it's the same they did with the .com thing. They invested. A lot of people overpromised, underdelivered, it crashed. A lot of people got scared of anything .com for like 5 to 10 years, maybe more 5. And then people did it properly. And now we can't live without .com or whatever, We can't live without the internet and online shopping and all that shit. And it's going to be the same with AI. It's going to crash, nobody wants to touch it for a few years, and then it's slowly going to creep in, and it finds its base. And it's going to stay there forever. The base may go up a little bit over, just like the internet did and .com did, but it's going to find its foothold. It's like, this is staying here forever. This is where AI is staying for a long, long time or forever. Just like we do with like .com nowadays. There is never anything like job security. Get that out of your head. No matter how important you think you are for a company, even if you own the fucking company, nothing is guaranteed. There is still a possibility that it can go wrong. It may never do, but there's a possibility. If you produce something that society need now and have needed for 10 years, they may not need it in 5 years from now on. They may not need it in 50 years from now on. But if you think that I don't need to improve or have other avenues, you will lose your job. Or there's a high chance, at least, that you will lose your job. Like, again, like I see a lot of people take the easy education, they get into the easy job that makes good money, and they just sit there and browse or cruise through life. Until an AI and automation is like, we don't need you anymore. And they had like 5-10 years to become middle managers, product leads, senior developers, whatever it is, that where that job could be more secure. Not 100% secure, but more secure. But nope, I just want to be minimum effort, maximum outcome. I get paid quite good for do almost no job, no work. Those are the jobs getting kicked in the ass the easiest. See you all later. Bye bye.